Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're mapping out the actual DNA of true automotive greatness. We are talking about Ferrari. We're going to look at exactly how a fiercely determined Italian racing team transformed into, well, an undeniable global supercar icon. Okay, let's dive into this. What if I told you one of the world's most famous car brands started with just one man's passion for racing? You know, it's so easy to look at Ferrari as this massive luxury conglomerate today, but the reality, this entire brand was born from one man's absolute, unadulterated obsession with the racetrack. No corporate boardrooms, just pure, undeniable passion for speed. Section 1. The Dream of Enzo Ferrari. To really understand the origins of the brand, we have to look at Enzo himself. Specifically, his early days working with Alfa Romeo as both a fiercely competitive racing driver and a brilliant team manager. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how staggering this timeline actually is. I mean, look at this. The company is founded in 1939 in Modena, Italy. By 1947, boom, the first road car hits the pavement. And just 3 years later, in 1950, they are officially entering Formula One. It's an insanely rapid leap from inception right to the absolute pinnacle of motorsport. So, what fueled that crazy timeline? It was a singular, uncompromising dream to build the fastest racing cars in the world. Period. He honestly didn't care about practicality. Actually, fun fact, he originally only sold road cars just to fund his racing team. That relentless burning pursuit of speed became the driving force behind literally everything the company would eventually become. Section 2. Birth of a Legend. Let's look at how that dream finally transitioned into the physical realization of his very first vehicle. 12. If there is a magic number in Ferrari's DNA, you are looking at it. The 1947 125S housed a roaring V12 engine. Dropping a massive, highly complex V12 into a car immediately set the standard. It was a huge statement of overwhelming power, and it instantly became the brand's unmistakable, iconic signature. But here is the grand irony of it all. Only a tiny handful of those 125S models were actually built. Think about that for a second. A brand that today represents ubiquitous global luxury started out with almost non-existent production numbers. Yet those few cars sparked an absolute automotive legend. Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 3, Dominating Formula One. We're shifting gears up now to look at their unparalleled motorsport success. Ferrari is the only team, literally the only one, to compete in every single Formula One World Championship season since 1950. No one else has done this. They've been on the grid since the dawn of the modern championship. That shows an unbroken dedication to racing that is completely and totally unrivaled by anyone else. And this brilliantly illustrates their sheer dominance on the track. They entered F1 in 1950 and went on to win numerous Constructors' Championships, numerous Drivers' Championships, officially earning the ultimate crown as the most successful team in F1 history. They didn't just show up to participate, they showed up to win. Section 4. The legendary Supercars. This is where we shift our focus to how Ferrari translated that pure track dominance into incredible consumer vehicles for the street. The F40, the F50, the Enzo, the LaFerrari, and the SF90 Stradale. Every single one of these names was an absolute earthquake in the automotive world. It perfectly highlights their relentless, unstoppable output of unforgettable machines over the decades. Now, you might be wondering, why do these specific models matter so much to collectors and enthusiasts today? Because they are absolute masterclasses in engineering. Each one took that pure, unadulterated racing technology and pushed the absolute limits of street-legal speed, technology, and design. They simply refused to settle for good enough. Section 5. The Future of Ferrari. Let's transition into the modern era, looking at what the brand represents right now and where they are heading next. So the crucial point is that today's Ferraris are so insanely desirable around the world because they combine extreme, incredible performance with exclusive, meticulous Italian craftsmanship. And, importantly, they are still carefully built in very limited numbers. They have aggressively protected that aura of luxury and exclusivity from 1947 all the way to today. But the automotive landscape is shifting, right? And Ferrari is sitting at a really fascinating crossroads. On one side, you have their heritage, pure racing excellence fueled by loud, roaring V12 engines. But on the other side is the future, innovating with highly advanced hybrid technology. It's like a giant puzzle. How do they embrace this new electrified era while desperately holding on to that visceral, exciting, passionate soul they're so famous for? We've gone all the way from Enzo's uncompromising dream to unmatched dominance in Formula One, right up to the greatest supercars on Earth. Now they stand at the edge of a completely new era. Which leaves us with one incredibly provocative question. Will Ferrari's push into a hybrid future prove to be as legendary as its V12 past? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.